This is Tesla. Here are your price targets for Tuesday. We ended the day at $199.40, up more than 3.5%. The day's low, 192. The day's high, 201.78. This is where we ended, basically at the middle of the trend. To the north side takes us to two standard deviations, and that is roughly 202.64, 204.67, and 206.68, another level of resistance and potential take profit area. To the south side, at the middle of the trend, takes us to 198.52, another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 194.39, 192.35, and 190.29. Note the bounce here at support and the sell-off at resistance. And looking left, we have a couple of gaps. This gap, let's start with that one, touched right there. It looks like it touched here, but it did not touch fully. So I extended it out, and that is no longer in play. That was a gap fill to the upside. Then there is, let me erase that because it gets confusing. And then this bigger gap to the upside will take us to 207.42. I'm not sure if we could get there tomorrow. It'll be close. And if it does, it will crack and fall back down to resistance. People will take their profit and they will run, they will lock in, and they will leave. You can bet on that. Now, this gap here closed to the upside at 187.78 roughly. And we have other gaps that will take us to the north side. This one still in play. That takes us to 219.83. This one takes us to 226.93. And then this one takes us to 233.57. We have all these gaps to the upside because Tesla crashed and burned and created a bunch of gaps, which means there's a potential to the upside as well. So that's 240.37. And then this big whopper here, 248.04. And I think that was the last one that I was tracking. Now, there are gaps to the south side that you have to be aware of. We are not in that channel, not in the zone just yet, but that will take us down to 161.76 and this one to 145.43. We are fortunately in an upward channel. So this is a long ways off. But I think that down the road, a long road to travel down, but we will eventually close that at some point. It could be a very long time, years, who knows. RSI is, oh shoot. Let me just do this. Going down. So I think it will definitely get down to the support zone and then a quick bounce up. That's a look at Tesla. And by the way, congratulations if you're in this trade. Ran up 7.33%. I recently talked about that. Check out the video if you've got time. And the next one I want to go over is Google. This is at the bottom of Vanguard's list. I track roughly I think it's 230 stocks, but it's at the very bottom, so I thought this will be interesting to take a look at. So we ended the day at 137.57, and Google L is the voting shares, and then the G is non-voting shares, in case you didn't know. So 137.57, down more than 4%. The day's low, 137.39. The day's high, 142.44. So this is where we are. To the north side takes us to the middle of the trend and resistance and a potential take profit area, 140.03. There are 3 gaps to look out for. This one within this bigger one, I'll mark that out. Basically the same line, 142.46, another level of resistance. 2 standard deviations, 143.69. Then we have this little baby one, 145.15, 145.45, and at 4 standard deviations, roughly 147.47. If this gap closes out, I will anticipate it to crash down because that would take us to resistance. And I do not think that we will close out these gaps up here on Tuesday. It's just too far away. Now, to the south side, 136.44, this baby gap here. I have to take off the magnet, it gets wonky. 135.80, 134.65, and 132.86. RSI is, gosh darn it, touching 30, so we are oversold here. That means we're cheap. And we could get down here, and that would be roughly 11.41. And if we do look at this, it bounces back. If you look left, I just consider this support and resistance. Resistance, making our way down to support, resistance, sell-off, resistance, sell-off, sell-off, buy-in at support down here, and the cycle repeats itself. The 1-year price target is $164.66, which represents a 19% return from where we are. And then after that, 185. So this is a long-term projection, many trades in between. And let me look at Palantir very quickly. I'll do this one just because I am in this trade. And what are we down? We are, up 2.57%, 23.56. All right. So here are your levels. Middle of the trend, 23.76, which we will get to on Tuesday. 24.40, this is resistance. If we touch that, I will expect a little bit of a drop as people take their profits. 24.72 and $25.06. This is an old price target here, and oh no, this is a current price target, and this is an old one, but this could have changed already. What are we at? 30. So this is old. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. This is my old sell line here. I took a trade on this for a return of 10%, and I sold out, it looks like on the 12th. Now we have this gap, and I am heavily into Palantir. I want to buy more just to do some trades, but I have a core position I am definitely keeping for a very long time. I'm up on this one. This gap will take us up to 24.44, and that it lines up with 2 standard deviations, so that's nice. We will hit that. And to the south side, this gap, where are we? 2307, 2278, and that's going to be at support. And the next level after that, 2241. All right, that is a look at Tesla, Google, and Palantir. Have a great trading day.